It was Sunday, August 29th, 19 hours before Hurricane Katrina slams ashore on the Louisiana coast. The storm was still at sea, swirling and strengthening. Then FEMA Chief Michael Brown was briefing President Bush, Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, and local officials on the readiness plans. The meeting was recorded, and now, 6 months later, obtained exclusively by the Associated Press. The tape shows a clear sense of urgency.
My gut tells me, I told you guys, my gut was that this is a bad one and a big one. Everyone within FEMA is actually on call. This is, put it mildly, the big one, I think.
The nation's top hurricane experts offer their predictions.
This is a Category 5 hurricane, very similar to Hurricane Andrew in the maximum intensity, but there's a big, big difference. This hurricane is much larger than Andrew ever was.
And identified major threats.
I also want to make absolutely clear to everyone that the greatest potential for a large loss of life is still in the coastal areas from the storm surge.
Brown also voices concern over the so-called shelter of last resort, the New Orleans Superdome, another fear that would, in time, prove accurate.
As you may or may not know, the Superdome is about 12 feet below sea level, so I don't know what the heck. And I also concerned about that roof. I don't know whether that roof is designed to withstand a Cat 5 hurricane. So not to be kind of gross here, but I'm concerned about NDMS and medical and DMORT assets and their respond to a catastrophe within a catastrophe. So,
President Bush was dialed into that briefing from his ranch in Crawford, Texas, and offers support for the ongoing efforts.
I want to assure the folks at the state level that we are fully prepared to not only help you during the storm, but we will move in whatever resources and assets we have at our disposal after the storm to help you deal with the loss of property, and we pray for no loss of life, of course.
But the president doesn't ask any questions, and just 4 days later tells ABC News that no one could have predicted the scope of this storm.
There is frustration, but I want people to know there's a lot of help coming. I don't think anybody anticipated the breach of the levees.
A seemingly direct contradiction to what is said at the briefing.
I don't think anyone can tell you with any confidence right now whether the levees will be topped or not, but that's obviously a very, very grave concern.
Concern for a storm that would leave more than 1,300 dead and 2,300 people missing. Steve Knight, The Associated Press.